You ever try to give your full attention to something, but no matter how hard you try, your mind just can't seem to stop wandering and falling into a downward spiral of unsolicited thoughts that only end up making you feel bad about yourself? Imagine your mind is a computer browser with multiple tabs open. One tab may be thoughts about how many likes your last IG post got, thoughts of you comparing your life to someone's social media life, and another about how much your life just isn't what you want it to be. Now, what happens when a computer has too many tabs open? It slows down, glitches, freezes, etc. Now, compare that to your mind. What would happen? It wouldn't malfunction correctly. You may have trouble focusing, you may get anxious, you may even get depressed. It wouldn't be good. But don't just take my word for it. Check out this article published by the Pew Research Center. 69% of adults and 81% of teens in the US use social media. This puts a large amount of the population at an increased risk of feeling anxious, depressed, or ill over their social media use. But what makes users come back for more, even when it can literally make them feel sick? When the outcome is unpredictable, the behavior is more likely to repeat. Think of a slot machine. If game players knew they were never going to win any money by playing the game, then they never would play, Sperling says. The idea of a potential future reward keeps the machine in use. The same goes for social media sites. One does not know how many likes a picture would get, who would like the picture, and when the picture will receive likes. The unknown outcome and the possibility of a desired outcome can keep users engaged. Now, this isn't meant to be a case strictly against social media. The point I'm trying to make here is that human beings need order, predictability, because that's how our brain preserves energy. This is why you're so consistent with your habits, good or bad. Something like social media doesn't force you to have a system in a way that you utilize it. So if you're not wise enough to realize that and create one for yourself, chances are you're going to burn out. And no, it's not because people on social media are negative. That's the basic advice that most of these people give you. The totality of things, that's very small because you can just unfollow those people, block those people, or even mute their ass. But when you have a system in place, it rarely even gets to that point. Let's jump into 3 steps to creating a system for your social media use. Now, these steps can work for other areas of your life as well, but for the sake of context, let's stick with our example. First and foremost, what's the point? Like, what are you even on social media for in the first place? Is it to make some paper on the side? Is it to learn something? Even if the goal is to simply be entertained, which I think we all do at times, but at least be aware that you're doing that. A man without a goal is like a ship without a rudder. That's a quote from Thomas Carlyle. Translation: a man without a goal will end up wherever the wind blows. Next is filter everything through your goal. If your goal is to build brand awareness, you should not be on the shade room scrolling for hours looking at gossip, or you should not be liking every bikini pic that you see. If you really want to take this to another level, like really get radical, ignore anything that does not align with your goal. Unfollow pages that does not bring value to whatever it is that you're trying to do. That's what a system is. It's order. Why do you think that we have laws? Law and order. If you don't have a system for cleaning your house, the house is going to get all dirty and dusty. If you don't have a system for the food in your refrigerator and you just leave it there, the food is automatically going to go bad. If you don't have a system for cutting your hair as a man, you're going to wolf. Next is have rules. I used to go on social media with the intentions of just checking my notifications right quick. Next thing you know, a whole hour would go by. After realizing how much time this was wasting, I came up with a few rules. First, I deleted the app from my phone and blocked out time strictly for social. Second, I set an intention for my session, respond to notifications, post, engage with certain people, or be entertained. Lastly, I set my timer for 5, 10, or 15 minutes. Very extreme, I agree, but at least I knew where my time was going. This allowed me to stop reacting every time a notification came through, which is drastically affecting my ability to stay present in the moment and focus on more important tasks later on. Author Cal Newport talks about this in his book Deep Work, referring to it as attention residue. In other words, when your attention is split up, it doesn't allow you to be present in the moment. Like back to our example from earlier with the multiple tabs, it has your attention in so many different places. So if you were focused on one task 20 minutes ago, then your attention is split up in so many different areas that the residue from the last thing you was focused on is still in the present moment. You're thinking about that. And this would drastically affect your work because you're not ever able to give anything 100%. And not even just your work, and it can affect every area of your life, your relationships. Like, I'm sure you ever talk to someone and just look at them and tell that they're not present when you're talking to them. Like their mind is just somewhere else. You can look into a person's eyes and literally tell when that's happening. The ability to concentrate without distraction is becoming increasingly valuable in the world of digital overload. And that's all for today, folks. Comment below what your biggest takeaway was from this video. I'd really like to know. Like, subscribe, and until next time, stay true.